Hi and welcome to the Almost Perfect podcast. I'm Wendy and I am almost perfect. Well, not quite. If you're a woman who's inundated with the things you need to do and the people you need to do those things for, if you're overwhelmed, or if you think you've started to lose your identity and don't recognise yourself anymore, then you're in the right place. You are beautiful, you are amazing, and you are enough. I'm going to help you see that in true Italian style. So come on in and let's have a chat. Oh my goodness, hello, ciao, welcome. How lovely that you've joined me. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. This is the first ever of my own podcast. I've been on lots and lots of others, of other people's, but this is my first one, and I'm really, really excited, which is lovely. I think. I hope you think so too. This podcast is going to be totally unedited. I can edit audio quite well sometimes, or quite badly in other times, but because being almost perfect means not being a perfectionist, I'm going to leave in all the the pauses, the spits, the clicks, the really nasty sounding words that come out totally wrong, because, well, that's what life's about. And we're not here to be perfect princesses. We're here to be real. And that's one of the first things about the podcast that I want to portray, is that nobody's perfect. As a recovering perfectionist, which has got me into all sorts of trouble, I think that it's good to be real. So this is it. And I'm going to say so a lot because I've noticed I do that, but you have to forgive me. This first podcast is going to be probably quite short, I would think. The reason behind that is that it's just going to be me. In future episodes, there will be ones where I'm going to be interviewing other lovely ladies who I've met over the course of a couple of years, and who have helped me with my business, and who will also help with mindset and all sorts of things about how to improve your well-being, which is what we all want to do. We all need some time for ourselves and to look after ourselves and be ourselves, which is really, really important, and something that since moving here 14 years ago, I came as an aim to do, to be more myself. A little bit of me got lost along the way, and I have to pull myself back every now and again. But I have a lot of very close friends now all over the world, living in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Italy, in the beautiful mountains. It can be quite lonely, and so these people, these ladies that I've met, a lot from the States, a lot in Europe, have a huge different outlook on life, and it's really great to talk to other women who, although we do live in different places, have lots of things in common too. January. We are starting a new year, so I thought it would be a positive thing to do, to talk about new year, new you, that terrible, I don't know what you call it, the thing that the diet industry forces upon us every January, dry January. New year, new you. What are your plans? What are your goals? What are your resolutions? This year is going to be a big year for me. There's 2 retreats in Italy which have been creating a lot of interest that I'm running. I've already had my first bookings, which is absolutely wonderful, from ladies who want to perhaps not necessarily follow my footsteps, because that's not what happens. It's getting ideas for yourself about how you want to move forward, how you feel about yourself, and what you can do to look after yourself better, think better about yourself, especially with body shaming and things like that, because we'll talk about this probably more in future episodes. But anyone who has followed me for a while will know that until probably a couple of years ago, I would not be seen out in anything other than a pair of trousers because I absolutely hated the way I looked, hated my skin colour, hated everything about myself really. And and that's, you see, as soon as I mentioned that, I shut up because it still feels very real. And so body shaming is something which we're going to be talking quite a lot about. And hopefully, if that's how you feel, we're going to get some tips and insights on how to not necessarily lose weight, maybe learn to accept what you look like, accept all the bits which aren't so great, because none of us are perfect, as I mentioned, and that's again why it's called Almost Perfect, because none of us are. So we are going to put ourselves at the top of the list, at the top of the queue for getting what we want done for ourselves, whilst also getting on with all the things we have to do for other people too. But one thing that this podcast is going to be all about is you and making yourself a priority. Clean slates, new brooms, new year. So in the past for me, New Year's resolutions would mean, as I said, to lose weight and cut out all the things that were bad. Dry January, no alcohol. And how many times have I started that? And how many times have I succeeded? So this year I'm advocating doing something different. Instead of being unkind to myself and my body, I'm going to be kind to myself by not cutting out food or wine, but enjoying less of the things, for example, chocolate, and everyone that knows I love cheese. So it's always a thing. I'm going on a diet. I'm going to cut out cheese. Well, that's not going to happen this year. I'm just going to have a smaller amount, which hopefully will make me feel still good and I won't feel like I'm punishing myself. I'm also going to be taking care of my body by doing a little bit of exercise. Now, that's not going to be gym and stuff like that. It's going to be Pilates, because I like Pilates and I love Zumba. So it's going to be a lot more dancing. And eventually, it is supposed to snow this weekend, but I am going to get back out into my garden because my garden last year was a terrible mess. And I do like gardening. So all the things that I love, I'm going to be incorporating into my daily routine, weekly routine. I'm not going to be doing, and again, I'm not going to be forcing myself to do exercise every day. If I don't want to, then that's fine. So I'm advocating making a list of all the things that are important to you. Not the family, not the house, not your job, you. Think about what you want to achieve for yourself this year. It might be simple, it might be grand, but whatever you want to do, you should go for it and start putting yourself at the front of the queue when it comes to being happy. How about maybe a new hobby, something that you've always wanted to do? Mosaics for me. This year I might have a go at mosaicing. I would like to do pottery, but I haven't got a kiln and I don't think I'm going to be able to get one of those. So maybe that's for another year. Crocheting. I've been crocheting. I've been crocheting a blanket for 2 years. I went to Antarctica in 2020, came back the beginning of March 2020, and I purchased some wool, yarn, to make a beautiful blanket to honour my journey. The crochet is very slowly coming together. It is very pretty in the middle, and but it really does need a lot more work before it becomes a blanket. At the moment, it just covers my knees. But hey, that's okay. There's no rush. Maybe you're interested in writing a book. I have a friend, actually, who has been writing a book, who has an idea for a book, has the title, knows exactly what's in it, but something is making her, or some ideas in her head have put that on the back burner for quite a while. She knows who she is. And I'm trying to encourage her to do it because I know it's going to make her happy. I'm sure that maybe she will get to at least start writing up her book for next year, or for this year now, 2022. Yeah. And each week, I like to try and have a different, I don't suppose they're called affirmations, but little things that I say to myself. And if that's you, if you'd like some positivity today, and maybe next week too, how about if I said to you, it's not too late, you're not too old, you shouldn't have done it sooner, and you have exactly what it takes. Your dreams and desires are with you now for a reason. If it's in your heart right now, then now is the perfect time. The years between 50 and 80 are the longest chapter of our lives. 30 years is plenty of time to make big changes and create massive impact. That's the most beautiful part about this chapter of your life. We're old enough to have acquired all the necessary knowledge, experience and wisdom, and young enough to see how it can change the world. Whatever it is that you're dreaming about, it's not too late, you're not too old. If you can dream it, you can do it. How about, yes, there are so many things that I am not, but there are also many things that I am. Stop rushing, my love. Stop stressing about the future and worrying about the past. Stop wasting your precious seconds on this earth by making everything about things you cannot change and things that you are not able to control. Just let it go. Just stop. Take some deep breaths and listen to your heartbeat. Be present, be mindful, be right here, right now, because the now is all you have. There is no need to obsess over your past or your future. The only thing that happens is that you miss the now. So, let go of what ifs, could have beens, and should haves, and accept everything for what it is. Sometimes you need to remind yourself that you only get this life once, this one chance to live your life to the fullest. Don't waste it. Inhale, exhale, and make the most of every second. And that is it for this first ever podcast from Almost Perfect. Short but sweet, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I want you to have lots of time for yourself. So go out, walk, sit by the fire, cuddle up, just do something for yourself. And I'll be back in a couple of weeks with the next episode and maybe even a special guest. Who knows? But thank you. I hope you've enjoyed it, as I say, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.